Welcome to Mind Prosperity, everybody. And I just want to say and emphasize the fact that, although we're speaking about a very intense topic today, I want to say that if you are dealing with this specific topic or a specific circumstance like this, I want to encourage you, if it's necessary, to seek extra counseling. Please do so. This is just to give you some information about this. This is not about. This is not going to treat the situation. I also do online training, online sessions on these information such as this, such as how to deal with dark personalities and your mental health. So if you want to do some of these sessions with me online, please email me. My email address will be on the screen, but it's albert@mindprosperity.co.za, because our heart is really to help you to navigate and to deal with these situations and circumstances, because we know that a lot of people might deal and might be in environments where some of the darker personalities are, and it might, if you're in a situation like this, it will influence your mental health. So today we're going to speak about machiavellianism, and when you look at the dark triad, or even when we look at the dark tetrad, we get machiavellianism, we get psychopathy, we get narcissism, and we get sadism. Narcissism is where people want to be at the center of attention, grandiousness. Psychopathy is where people emotionally don't care, so they can do a lot of things that hurts you and they don't care. Sadism is where people get pleasure in hurting you. Today we're going to speak about machiavellianism. Machiavellianism is named after Niccolo Machiavelli. And this is characterized by things such as manipulation. One of the, I would say, the major characteristic of Machiavellianism is manipulation, deceitfulness, and using you to reach their goals, even if it hurts you or even if it hurts the other person. They will use the other person, misuse the other person, manipulate and deceive the other person to get to their own goals. Now, a lot of people in different circumstances might be, if I can use this word, victims of Machiavellianism, where they feel manipulated, where they feel used to a point where their mental health is seriously affected. Now, when you're okay, we're going to speak now about how Machiavellianism can influence the person if the person is manipulated, if the person is deceived. But I just want to speak quickly about people who are Machiavellians or people who are Machiavellians and people who do use manipulation. Why do they do this? Just to give you an understanding of if you deal with personalities like this, why do they use manipulation? Why do they deceive? Now, it can start with early life experiences. Since they were between the age of 0 and 7, that's the time people's mindset, people's personality, who you will become, is mostly formed, and it can definitely change because you can change throughout your whole life. But if you want to change or make changes to your thoughts and your mental well-being at a different stage in life, it takes self-awareness. It takes deliberate decision to make a change in your life. So early life experience is the first thing that can cause people to become manipulative. It's maybe something they learned at home. It's maybe something that has been done to them. People that didn't get a lot of attention, didn't get a lot of love at home, and they had to use manipulation at a young age and deceive people from a young age to get their way. The second one is role models. People can see other people that they look up to or admire at a certain point in their life, use things like deception, use things like manipulation. Social learning, so it can be taught by the environment, by the peer groups, again, how they observe the environment and how they see other people do it. And then reinforcement, if they keep on doing it, if people from a young age maybe start to use manipulation and deceitfulness, maybe because of their environment as a young age, maybe because they've seen it from other people, role models, social environments such as that, and they see the reward in it, they will keep on doing it. So for people who use manipulation and deceitfulness, as soon as they see the reward in it, they will keep on doing it. And this is one of the things that we will train you to do if you wanna do this course with me personally, is that you shouldn't reinforce that behavior. As soon as they use manipulation and things like that, and they see the reward in it, they will keep on doing it. So how does machiavellianism, or how does this manipulation influence the mental well-being of the person? So a person undergoes firstly through emotional manipulation. And when a person goes through manipulation or emotional manipulation, it can lead to things like confusion, like anxiety. When you get manipulated to a certain point, and you start to feel anxious, and this is why people keep on reinforcing the behavior. You feel anxious, like if you don't do what the person is saying, they might hurt you. Even if it's verbally or emotionally. In relationships, they might leave you. They might give you some emotional treatment that can hurt you. It can cause self-doubt. And this is what the manipulation does. Secondly, you feel betrayed or betrayal and broken trust. You get to a place where you feel betrayed by the person. You get to a place where you feel like you cannot trust the person. And this is more to a longer term extent. We all go through things where people do things and we feel like in that moment we cannot trust them. But when it comes to Machiavellianism, it becomes an ongoing thing where you later feel, but I cannot trust the person. And this can happen in different relationships, romantic relationships, family relationships, work relationships. Thirdly, it causes stress and anxiety. When you are a victim, if I can say it like that, of this kind of manipulation, there's and it's kind of like continuous stress and anxiety, even if it seems like the person is treating you well at a certain moment, or the person is being very nice, very loving at a certain moment. You kind of have this thing in your mind about are they doing this for another tactic? Are they doing this with a hidden agenda? And this can cause stress and anxiety. Number four, isolation. Sorry. So people can isolate themselves from society because they get to a place where they are afraid of people, and not just afraid of people in general, but because of the manipulation that happened to them. It takes a lot of time, or it takes a while for people to trust other people, and this can lead to loneliness, and this can lead to depression because of the separation. And the important thing about life today as well that we have to know is we need other people in our lives to reach our goals. We need connection to fulfill our calling. We need connection. We need friends. We need people around us. We need people in the workplace. But if we have been manipulated by people for very long, and you get to this place of isolation, a lot of times it also happens that there are good people in your life, people who want to be good to you, people who want to do good to you, but because you've been a victim of Machiavellianism and manipulation and deceit, there are good people in your life that you don't trust, or that you are very careful of, and this can cause isolation. Number five, reduced self-image. Or a reduced self-esteem. People who are victims of this deceit, and people who are victims of this manipulation, people who do the manipulation, the Machiavellians, they will easily break down the self-esteem and the self-worth of the other person if the person doesn't want to do what they want them to do. And if this carries on and on and on and on, a lot of times I teach about the subconscious mind. If something happens in repetition, you start to believe it. So later, because of the manipulation and deceit, people start to believe that they are that they don't have any self-worth, and they don't have any self-esteem. This can lead to number six. Post-traumatic stress. To be the victim of a Machiavellian, to be a victim of somebody that uses manipulation to this extent. And like I said earlier, if it's ongoing, it can be a very traumatic event, and it can cause, like I said, a lot of trauma in the life of a person, and then it can lead to post-traumatic stress. And remember, when you get to a place of post-traumatic stress, you get this flashbacks about what happened in the past, and in the present you take it back to the past, or rather you start to bring the past into the present. And now you might be in a work situation, or you have somebody in your life that's not manipulating you. You're around people that doesn't want to manipulate you, but because you've been a victim of manipulation, this post-traumatic stress will cause you to react as if you are manipulated again. And then number 7, it can lead to health consequences, because because you're under so much stress, because you're under so much anxiety. It can affect your physical health. It can affect things like your sleep. It can affect things like your weight. And you just get to a place where you don't feel healthy anymore. So I'm going to quickly give you a few things that you can do to protect yourself against this manipulation and this deceit or Machiavellians. But like I said, if you need any further guidance, if you need any further assistance, please don't hesitate to send me an email and to do some of our online courses. And if you want to go see somebody else, I want to encourage you to do so, because it is our heart and mind prosperity to see you prosper and thrive in every area of your life. So, and we speak about a lot about emotional intelligence, and the following 3 steps has a lot to do with emotional intelligence. And the following 3 steps is going to help you to protect yourself and maybe grow into healing when you have been manipulated, or an environment of manipulation. Before I give you the 3 steps, I want to encourage you to push like and to push subscribe, so that you can get more of our videos. And our goal now and our desire now is to get to 1,000 subscribers, and you subscribing to our channel can help us to get there. And I also want to encourage you, if this video and this material is helping you, please to send it to other people if you believe it can help them as well. Okay, so number 1, recognize your vulnerabilities, or recognize the areas you've been hurt in, the areas that you are triggered in. And emotional triggers are, and I always use this example: if I punch you on the shoulder, and I don't punch you very hard, but you scream and you yell of the pain, then I'm going to think there's something wrong with your shoulder, because if your shoulder is broken and I punch you on the shoulder, it will hurt very bad. So that's how an emotional trigger works. If you touch a certain emotional area of a person, and the person responds in a way that's much stronger than what they should respond, that means there's hurt in that area. Now, Machiavellians, they are very good because they are such good manipulators. They are very good to identify your triggers, to exploit your triggers, and to use your triggers against you. So emotional vulnerabilities and emotional triggers, and even if it goes to deep emotional hurts, has to be healed in order for you to go forward. Number 2, trust your intuition. And I'm not saying your intuition is always 100% right, and your intuition is always 100% accurate. But if something doesn't feel right, if you feel like, I might be manipulated by this person, it just doesn't feel right. I'm doing all these things for this person, and it's kind of like this person is pushing me around, and if I don't do what they want me to do, they make me feel bad about myself. I feel stressed and anxious around this person. That is kind of like a red light, and sometimes we have to trust our intuition, or sometimes just question our intuition at that stage. And this is also important. This is also an important part where you should maybe get some external advice, external help, or maybe the opinion of somebody that can help you. Number 3, know your own values, know your own boundaries. Because if you don't know your values and what you value, These people can manipulate you to start to do things that are outside your values, outside of things that you are comfortable with, outside of things that are deep-rooted beliefs for you. And like I say, they will always have this kind of like hidden emotional punishment if you don't do what you want them to do. And this is why boundaries is so important. And boundaries is important with every single person in your life. If you set a boundary, it doesn't mean you're against the person or you're trying to hurt the person. You can be very good friends with your next door neighbor. Maybe, but you still have a fence between your house and their house, because you tend to your house, they tend to their house, you tend to your garden, they tend to their garden. Doesn't mean you are enemies. But people who are manipulative, they get very angry and they get very distressed when you have boundaries, because they feel like you don't trust them. But it's not that you don't trust them, it's now they cannot manipulate you. And as soon as they feel like they cannot manipulate you, they start to get very, very uncomfortable. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this material encouraged you and helped you and taught you. And let us know what you think in the comment section. If there's anything else that we can teach on, or that I can teach on to help you, please let us know. From Mind Prosperity, thank you so much for watching, and we are looking forward to see you again. Goodbye.